Welcome, deeply curious minds, to another deep dive. Today, we're plunging into a topic that touches nearly every single one of us, whether you're a parent, grandparent, or, just someone who spends time around those incredible, energetic, sometimes utterly bewildering little humans we call toddlers.
Oh, absolutely. They're amazing.
They really are. You know those moments, right? 1 minute, they're giving you the sweetest, most unadulterated hug you've ever felt.
The best.
The next, they're launching a toy across the room like a miniature unguided missile.
I've been there. Definitely.
The joy is immense, the love is boundless, but let's be honest, there are also those moments of pure confusion or, dare I say, frustration, right? We've all been there wondering, what was that? Or maybe, what on earth did I just do and why?
Exactly. Those moments where you might find yourself questioning your entire approach, asking, is this working or am I doing this right? It's a phase of incredibly rapid growth for the child, for sure.
And for us too.
And for us as caregivers, yeah, it's a constant, often unconscious negotiation of how our own actions are not just perceived, but profoundly absorbed and integrated into their developing world.
That's precisely it. And that leads us to our core question today. How do our actions, often without us even realizing the full scope of their impact, shape these tiny, impressionable humans who are quite literally watching our every single move?
Every move.
We're talking about a profound ripple effect here, deeply personal connections, and the foundational building blocks of their emotional regulation, social skills, even their very personality.
It's huge.
It is. So our mission today is to cut through the noise, maybe give you a shortcut to understanding the powerful, sometimes subtle ripple effect of parental behavior. We want to unlock profound, evidence-backed insights into this crucial developmental stage toddlerhood, generally ages 1 to 3.
That key window.
Exactly. Offering practical strategies to help you feel empowered and well-equipped, not, overwhelmed.
Yeah, because overwhelm is easy in this phase. But what's fascinating here is just how much these tiny brains are wired to mimic and internalize. The latest research clearly shows that parents aren't just caregivers providing food and shelter.
Right. It's more than just the basics.
Way more. We are, in essence, the primary architects of their emotional, social, and cognitive blueprints. Every interaction, every reaction, every nonverbal cue, from a sigh of frustration to a genuine smile, it's all being meticulously cataloged by their rapidly developing brains.
Wow. Cataloged. That's a good word for it.
This deep dive aims to demystify that process, providing clarity on the invisible curriculum we are all constantly delivering, whether we intend to or not.
So let's unpack this. We all have that intuitive sense that toddlers are like little scientists, right? Tirelessly observing everything around them.
Constantly gathering data.
But what exactly are they learning from us? And how can we be sure we're teaching them the right things, even when we're just, say, fumbling with the car keys or having a totally mundane conversation?
That's a fantastic and very real question. And the research actually shows it's not about perfection, which is a relief, right?
Well, thank goodness.
It's about intention and, crucially, about repair when things inevitably go off track, because they will.
Okay, repair. We'll get to that.
But to understand the repair, we first need to grasp the sheer power of their observation.
Let's start with the absolute core concept, because it underpins everything else we're going to talk about today. Toddlers are essentially sponges.
That's the classic analogy, and it's so true.
They are soaking up everything. Their brains at this stage are specifically designed to mimic. It's not just cute imitation like when they pick up your phone and pretend to talk.
So that is cute.
It is, but it's more than that. It's fundamental learning that shapes their very perception of the world and their place within it.
And this isn't just a charming analogy. It's a profound neurological reality. Toddlers are in a period of immense neuroplasticity.
Neuroplasticity.
Yeah, meaning their brains are forming billions of neural connections at an astonishing rate. Just incredible growth.
Billions.
Billions. And these connections are literally being wired based on their sensory input and, most powerfully, their interactions with their primary caregivers, us.
So the question isn't if they're soaking it all in.
No, that's a given.
But rather, what precisely are we putting out there for them to soak up?
Exactly. And the stakes are incredibly high because positive behaviors foster emotional security and healthy development.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Right.
While negative behaviors can inadvertently lead to confusion, anxiety, or the formation of undesirable habits down the line.
Okay, here's where it gets truly fascinating, I think. Imagine every sound you make, every expression that crosses your face.
Every little micro expression.
Yeah, every interaction you have with anyone, whether it's your partner, a stranger at the grocery store, or even just yourself muttering on the phone, your toddler is logging it all.
Like a little data recorder.
It's like they have this super sensitive antenna picking up on nuances we might not even register ourselves. They're not just hearing your words, they're interpreting your tone.
Absolutely, the tone is huge.
Observing your body language, sensing your stress levels, and registering your subtle emotional shifts. This absorption isn't passive, it's active data collection.
It really is.
And it directly shapes their emotional, social, and cognitive growth. For instance, if a parent consistently responds to minor frustrations with a big sigh and a defeated slump.
We've all done it.
Oh, for sure. But if that's the pattern, the toddler isn't just learning to sigh, they're internalizing a strategy for handling disappointment.
A strategy that might not serve them well later on.
Yeah.
Right. It could hinder their resilience.
Well, exactly.
And when we talk about emotional growth, we're talking about how they learn to feel and express emotions. It's fundamental. If a child consistently sees a parent react to frustration with yelling, well, that often becomes their immediate template for expressing their own frustration.
They learn what they live.
Pretty much. Socially, they learn how to navigate relationships, how to share, how to empathize, how to resolve conflict by observing our interactions with others. Every single one.
And cognitively.
Cognitively, they're building their understanding of cause and effect, problem-solving strategies, how the world works, all through this constant, intricate observation. Our behavior, quite literally, provides the framework for their emerging worldview.
Wow. Framework for their worldview. That's powerful.
It is. It's about laying the groundwork for self-regulation, empathy, resilience. Critical skills for navigating life's complexities as they grow.
Okay, so knowing that we are constantly on display for these little sponges, let's shift our focus. Let's talk about the do's, the deliberate choices we can make as parents that yield incredibly powerful and positive results.
Yes, the proactive stuff.
Think of these as actionable strategies, things you can actually do to intentionally foster positive growth and lay down those strong, healthy foundations.
These aren't just, nice ideas. They are evidence-based approaches rooted in child development research. They align with how young children actually learn best.
Good. Practical and evidence-based.
Each do we discuss actively builds a specific skill or foundation for the child, contributing to their overall well-being and, honestly, their future success.
Okay, let's kick things off. Where do we start? What's the first big do?
Well, what many experts consider a cornerstone, really, is modeling positive emotions and communication.
Okay. Modeling positive emotions.
Toddlers are learning how to express and manage their own emotions by watching you. You are their primary guide, their first and most influential teacher.
Right. So what does that mean in practice, day to day?
It means actively choosing to use calm and kind words, even when you're feeling incredibly stressed or frustrated yourself.
Which is hard.
Super hard sometimes.
But it's the goal. It also means acknowledging your toddler's feelings, instead of just saying, stop crying or you're fine.
Which is so tempting sometimes.
Oh, totally. But try something like, I see you're upset because you can't have the toy right now. That simple validation, it makes a world of difference. It helps them feel seen and understood.
Seen and understood. That feels important. Hugely. And of course, showing affection, hugs, smiles, active listening that builds that absolutely crucial secure attachment.
Secure attachment. We hear that term a lot. Why is it so foundational?
Well, that secure attachment is truly foundational. It's the child's deep, intuitive belief that their caregiver is reliable, available, and responsive.
Okay, so they can count on you.
Exactly, which in turn fosters a powerful sense of security to explore the world. This isn't merely about feeling love, though that's part of it. It literally provides the neurological safe base for the child.
A safe base, like a home base in TAG.
Kind of. When a toddler feels truly secure, they're developing prefrontal cortex, that's the brain's executive control center.
Right, the thinking part.
Yeah, responsible for things like planning, decision-making, emotional regulation. It can freely experiment with self-regulation, problem-solving, and emotional processing. It's the critical foundation for future independence and resilience rather than relying on, say, external validation all the time.
Okay, let's make this real. Can you give us an example?
Sure. Imagine Sarah and her 2-year-old son, Liam. They're at home, and Liam, like many toddlers, is having a full-blown tantrum because he desperately wants a cookie before dinner.
The pre-dinner cookie meltdown.
Classic.
Totally classic. Now, it's easy in that moment to get frustrated, right? To raise your voice, maybe just give in to make it stop.
Yeah.
But Sarah, instead, consciously takes a breath. She kneels down to his level, makes eye contact, and calmly, firmly says, Liam, I know you really want a cookie, and it's hard to wait. I understand you feel frustrated.
Okay, so she's naming the feeling.
Exactly. Validating it. Then she adds the boundary. Let's have dinner first, and then we can have a cookie together.
What's insightful about that approach? Why does it work better than just saying no or getting mad?
Well, Sarah's approach, instead of just shutting down Liam's emotion, first validates his feelings. I know you feel frustrated.
Right. Connects first. While still setting a clear, consistent boundary, let's have dinner first. This isn't just about managing the tantrum in the moment, though it helps with that too. It's a powerful, real-time lesson in patience, emotional regulation, and delayed gratification.
Skills we all need.
Definitely. And this method aligns perfectly with what researchers like Daniel Siegel and Tina Payne-Bryson talk about. They emphasize connecting with a child's emotions before trying to redirect their behavior.
Connect before redirect.
Because it helps them feel understood and seen. And that understanding, in turn, helps build the actual neural pathways in their brain for self-regulation. It teaches them to pause, process, and then respond more adaptively to those big emotions.
Wow, so you're literally helping build their brain for coping.
In a very real way, yes.
Okay, so building on that foundation of emotional intelligence.
Right.
What's the next big do?
The next one is all about how we interact with the world around us. Demonstrate respectful interactions.
Respectful interactions, meaning how we talk to others.
Exactly. Your toddler is learning social skills, literally how to be a person in society by observing how you interact with everyone around you, from your closest family members to complete strangers.
So they're watching how I treat the mail carrier.
Absolutely. This particular do is about setting a robust foundation for all future relationships your child will have. It's not just about politeness, though that's part of it. It's about modeling empathy, fairness, and effective communication.
Okay, so what does that look like in daily life? Give me some specifics.
Well, it means consciously speaking politely to your partner, your other kids, your family members, your neighbors.
The cashier at the grocery store.
Yep, even the cashier. A simple please and thank you to a bus driver or to your partner after they've helped with something. These seemingly small acts are huge in a toddler's observant eyes.
They notice.
They notice everything. It shows them how to acknowledge others and show gratitude. And critically, resolve conflicts calmly, using words to express disagreements.
Okay, this is a big one. Conflict.
Huge. No shouting matches, no slammed doors, no simmering resentment that they can feel even if they don't understand it. Show them that even when adults disagree, it can be handled with respect.
That's a tall order sometimes.
It really is. But consider Mark and Emily. They found themselves disagreeing about a parenting decision during a family dinner, a very common, often high-pressure scenario, right?
Right there at the table.
Instead of escalating into a heated argument in front of their toddler, Nia, Mark turned to Emily and, with a calm voice, said, let's talk about this later, just the two of us, so we can really figure out what's best for Mia.
Okay, so they paused the conflict.
They paused it respectfully, and their toddler, Mia, observed that. She didn't witness a fight. She witnessed a strategy for respectful conflict resolution. She learned that conflicts can be resolved peacefully through discussion and deferral rather than heated exchanges.
That's powerful modeling.
It is. Some parenting approaches, like love and logic, really highlight this. Modeling respectful behavior teaches children how to navigate social situations with empathy, clarity, and an understanding that differences can be discussed, not fought over. It's a direct lesson in effective communication under pressure.
Okay. Respectful interactions. Got it. That's next.
Then there's the delicate art of fostering self-reliance. Which brings us to our third do. Encourage independence with support.
The I do it myself stage.
Exactly. Toddlers are naturally driven by an intense desire to explore, to discover, to assert their I can do it spirit. And as parents, we should absolutely encourage this innate drive.
But safely.
But always within a safe and supportive environment. Yes.
So what does that look like in action? How do we encourage it without, chaos ensuing?
Well, allow your toddler to try tasks that might seem small or even frustratingly slow to us, like putting on their own shoes.
Which can take forever.
Oh, it can. Zipping up a jacket, helping
Yeah.
to pick up toys, even if it takes some ages or they don't do it perfectly. The effort is the point.
Okay, Effort over perfection.
And offer guidance without just taking over. This is key. Instead of grabbing a block and placing it for them when they're struggling, you might say, let's try putting the block here, and gently guide their hand or demonstrate the action yourself. Then let them try.
So scaffolding their learning.
Precisely. And importantly, praise their effort. Not just the perfect result. Saying, wow, you worked so hard to stack those blocks is far more impactful and growth-promoting than just good job for stacking them all.
Why is praising effort better?
Because it fosters what we call self-efficacy, that deep foundational belief in one's own ability to succeed at tasks, to solve problems, to impact their world. It's about the process, not just the outcome.
Got it. Can you give an example of this one?
Sure. Think about 3-year-old Ava struggling to put on her jacket. Her mom, Rachel, consciously resists the urge to just do it for her, which would be faster, right?
Faster.
Instead, Rachel observes, then offers support. Ava, you're trying so well. You're almost there. Let me just hold the sleeve here to make it a little easier.
Okay, just a little help.
Just enough. And Ava, with that little bit of support, manages to get her arm through. She visibly beams, feels that surge of pride in her accomplishment.
I did it.
Exactly, which boosts her confidence immeasurably. You know, folks like Faber and Maslish, who wrote How to Talk So Kira. Kids will listen. Powerfully emphasize fostering independence to build a child's self-esteem and problem-solving skills. It's about empowering them to tackle challenges and learn from them, rather than becoming dependent on adult intervention. You're building their internal locus of control.
Their sense that they have agency.
Precisely. They learn that they can make things happen.
Okay, independence with support. Makes sense. What's number 4?
Our fourth do is to be consistent with boundaries and clear expectations.
Boundaries. The tricky B word.
It can be tricky, but toddlers genuinely thrive on routine and clear expectations. It's not about stifling them. It's about providing a predictable, secure framework.
A framework, like rules of the road.
Kind of. It helps them understand what acceptable behavior looks like and what the limits are. This means setting clear, simple rules they can understand, like, we use gentle hands. We don't hit because it hurts others.
Simple and direct.
And then, the really hard part. Following through with consequences calmly every single time.
Every single time. That sounds exhausting.
It can feel that way, but consistency is the key. If a rule is broken, the consequence should be brief and related if possible, like a short time out from the activity or putting the thrown toy away for a bit, delivered without anger or lengthy lectures.
No long lectures. Toddlers tune those out anyway, right?
Pretty much immediately. And crucially, maintain consistent routines for meals, bedtime, playtime. Predictability reduces anxiety and helps toddlers feel safe and secure in their world. They know what's coming next.
So consistency equals security.
Yes, consistency is the bedrock of discipline that teaches, rather than simply punishes. It's how children learn cause and effect and internalize self-control.
Can you paint a picture of this one?
Okay. Imagine 2-year-old Ethan testing boundaries. Maybe he's throwing his toys across the room. His dad, James, calmly gets down and explains, Ethan, toys are for playing, not throwing. If you throw them again, we'll need to put them away for a bit.
Okay, clear warning.
And crucially, when Ethan, predictably, throws another toy just a minute later, because he's 2 and testing.
Right.
James follows through immediately and calmly. He puts the toy away without yelling or lecturing. He just does what he said he would do.
And what does Ethan learn from that?
He learns that boundaries are firm and predictable, that words have meaning, that actions have consequences. It actually reduces anxiety because the world feels less random. Those researchers, Siegel and Bryson again, stress that consistency helps toddlers predict outcomes, which significantly reduces anxiety and that constant testing behavior we often see. They learn to trust the system, and that trust fosters cooperation.
Okay. Consistency. Got it. What's the final do?
And finally, our 5th do, engaged in playful and mindful interaction.
Play. The fun one.
It is fun, but it might sound obvious, yet in our busy lives, it's often overlooked or squeezed out. Play is a toddler's primary mode of learning. It's serious work for them.
Their job, basically.
Exactly. It's how they process the world, develop skills, express themselves, and build connections. When parents genuinely engage in play, they foster creativity, strengthen their bond, and powerfully boost cognitive development.
So how do we do this well, beyond just being in the same room?
First, get down to their level. Physically, get on the floor for activities like building blocks, pretend play, storytelling, join their world.
Okay, eye level.
Second, and this one is vital, be present. Put away distractions. Your phone, your to-do list, your worries. Try to put them aside during playtime. Your full, undivided attention is a precious gift.
That's hard with notifications pinging.
It is incredibly hard,
Yeah.
but it speaks volumes to your child about their value. And third, follow your toddler's lead in play. Encourage their imagination and independent thought. Don't dictate the play. Join their world and let them be the director. Ask questions. Be curious about their ideas.
Let them lead. That sounds freeing.
It can be. It's often overlooked in our busy, achievement-oriented lives. But its impact is profound. It nurtures both the child's development and the parent-child bond.
Give us one last example here.
Think about Lisa and her 2-year-old daughter, Zoe, on a rainy afternoon. Instead of putting on a screen or directing a craft, they decide to build a castle with pillows.
Fun.
Lisa doesn't direct the whole process. She actively follows Zoe's lead. She asks, Zoe, what should we add to our castle next? Or, oh, is this the secret dungeon or the royal kitchen?
So she's participating in Zoe's imagination.
Exactly.
Ah.
This simple act sparks Zoe's creativity as she imagines new turrets and secret passages, and it significantly strengthens their bond through shared joy and imaginative exploration. Experts like Lawrence Cohen, who wrote about playful parenting, underscore that play isn't just fun. It builds trust, fosters communication, and helps toddlers process emotions and experiences in a safe, imaginative space.
It's like their language.
It's a language they understand intimately. And when we speak it with them, we connect on a deeper, more meaningful level, cultivating their emotional, social, and cognitive growth all at once.
Okay, so we've covered the do's, those intentional, positive actions that can really shape your toddler's world. That's helpful. But what does this all mean for the things we should probably not be doing?
Right. The flip side.
Sometimes it's the actions we think are harmless, maybe, or those we slip into out of pure frustration that can actually have the biggest, longest-lasting, and most challenging impact.
Yeah, and if we connect this to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
avoiding these common pitfalls is just as crucial as embracing the positive ones. It's really about consciously breaking potential cycles.
Cycles, like things we experienced ourselves.
Exactly, especially if we've observed these behaviors in our own upbringing, or if we find ourselves slipping into them unconsciously in moments of stress, which happens. We're not just avoiding negative outcomes for our kids, we're actively preventing the formation of undesirable habits and emotional responses in them, paving the way for healthier development.
Okay, let's dive into the don'ts. What's first on the list of things to try and avoid?
First up, avoid yelling or losing control.
Oh, yeah. That's a tough one for many parents, myself included sometimes, especially when pushed to the absolute limit by a toddler's relentless demands or, that dreaded public meltdown.
It's incredibly common to feel that urge.
Yeah.
But raising your voice or showing uncontrolled anger doesn't just scare a toddler.
Which it definitely does.
It also teaches them that yelling, aggression, or a loss of temper is an acceptable or maybe even an effective way to respond to frustration, anger, or disappointment.
So what not to do, specifically?
Don't yell at your toddler, obviously, but also try not to yell at your partner or anyone else when they're in earshot. Avoid reacting impulsively during tantrums by shouting, "Stop it," or using harsh, critical tones.
Even if they don't understand all the words.
They absolutely feel the negativity. They feel the fear, the perceived threat it can induce. From a developmental perspective, when a parent yells, a toddler's brain, especially their limbic system, the emotional center interprets this as a threat.
Fight or flight kicks in.
Exactly, fight, flight, or freeze. It floods their system with stress hormones like cortisol. And over time, consistent yelling can actually hinder the development of their prefrontal cortex.
The part we need for regulation.
The part vital for emotional regulation and problem solving.
Okay, example time.
Consider Tom. His 2-year-old, Lily, accidentally spills juice. It happens, right?
Daily. Hourly sometimes.
Yeah. Instead of calmly responding, Tom, feeling stress from his day, reflexively yells, "Lily, why can't you be more careful?" Lily immediately becomes visibly upset, her eyes welling up. She starts crying. She doesn't understand the why. She just feels the fear and the blame.
So Tom's reaction modeled what?
Uncontrolled frustration and blame, rather than problem solving or empathy. This teaches Lily that when things go wrong, the appropriate response is anger and blame, not collaboration or resilience.
Okay, so what should Tom have done? What's the alternative?
The ideal. Take a deep breath. First step. Always. Consciously regulate your own nervous system first. Then acknowledge the accident calmly. Say, "Oops, accidents happen. It's okay. Let's clean it up together."
Teamwork.
Exactly. This models calmness, teamwork, and resilience. It shows them how to handle mishaps constructively.
All right. Avoid yelling. What's number 2 on the don'ts list?
Number 2, don't ignore or dismiss emotions.
Dismissing emotions, like saying, you're okay.
Exactly like that. Or stop crying, it's not a big deal. Toddlers experience these huge emotions, joy, anger, sadness, fear, but they simply lack the vocabulary or the cognitive ability to fully express them in words yet.
So the feelings are big, but the words are small.
Precisely. When we dismiss or ignore their feelings, we hinder their emotional development and critically make them feel unheard and unseen.
Which must feel awful for them.
It can lead to them feeling misunderstood or even like their feelings themselves are bad or wrong.
So what specifically should we avoid doing here?
Don't say things like, "You're fine, stop crying," or "It's not a big deal." Avoid immediately distracting them from their emotions without acknowledging them first, like immediately offering a toy to stop a tantrum without first saying, "Wow, you're really mad about that."
Address the feeling before the fix.
Yes, and absolutely don't mock or belittle their fears or frustrations, even if they seem trivial to you. To them, in their developing world, the broken crayon or the scary shadow is a very real and significant big deal.
Why is this such a common pitfall? Is it just because we want the crying to stop?
That's a big part of it, frankly. It can feel like a quick fix to stop the crying or the meltdown. However, it carries significant long-term consequences.
Like what?
Take Mike and his 3-year-old son, Noah. Noah was genuinely scared of a loud, unexpected noise, maybe a garbage truck rumbling past.
Yeah, those can be startling.
Mike, trying to reassure him quickly, maybe laughs a little and says, "No, it's just a truck, don't be silly."
Trying to lighten the mood.
Right, intended as comfort. But Noah perceived it as dismissal and invalidation. He felt unheard. As a result, he might become more clingy, unsure if his feelings are valid or if he actually is silly for having them.
Oh, wow. So it backfires.
It can. Over time, this pattern can lead to suppressed emotions. It can make it harder for the child to identify, understand, and express their feelings in healthy, adaptive ways later on. They might learn to hide their true emotions or to believe their feelings are inherently wrong.
So what's the alternative? What do we do instead of dismissing?
Acknowledge and validate their emotions first, always. Wow, that noise was loud, wasn't it? It made you jump. It's okay to feel scared. I'm right here with you. You're safe.
Name it to tame it. Kinda.
Exactly. That idea from Siegel and Bryson again. Naming and validating emotions helps toddlers develop crucial emotional regulation and resilience. You're teaching them that all feelings are okay, even if the behavior caused by those feelings needs guidance. You're building their emotional literacy.
Okay. Don't dismiss feelings. Validate them. Got it. What's the third don't?
Our third don't is incredibly relevant today. Don't overuse screen time as a babysitter.
Ah, screens. The elephant in the playroom.
It really is. Look, we get it. Screens are incredibly convenient, right? Especially during those busy moments when you just need 5 minutes to finish making dinner or send that email or just have a quiet moment.
Desperately need a quiet moment sometimes.
Totally. And occasional thoughtful screen time can be absolutely fine. But overusing it as a constant pacifier or distraction can seriously hinder social, language, and cognitive development.
So what crosses the line into overuse? What shouldn't we be doing?
Don't habitually use screens to constantly pacify or distract your toddler from boredom or frustration. Avoid letting your toddler watch shows or play games that aren't genuinely age-appropriate, meaning they don't offer any real educational value or active engagement for their developmental stage. Passive viewing, mostly.
Right, not just bright colors and noise.
Exactly. And importantly, try not to use screens during vital family time, especially meals. That limits those crucial bonding opportunities, face-to-face interactions, and the chance for genuine conversation practice.
Why is this one so tricky? What are the real downsides?
It's a pervasive challenge with significant implications. Think about Jenna, who often gave her 2-year-old Sophia an iPad to keep her quiet and occupied while she cooked dinner or worked from home.
Sounds familiar for many.
Over time, Jenna noticed that Sophia became less engaged in family conversations at the dinner table, often just staring blankly even when the screen was off. She struggled to entertain herself independently without screens, easily getting bored or restless.
Lost the ability to handle downtime.
Somewhat, yeah. And significantly, her language development started to lag compared to her peers. Passive screen time just doesn't foster the same neural connections for language acquisition as active, reciprocal conversation does.
So less back and forth.
Way less. The passive nature means less active engagement with the world, fewer opportunities for imaginative play, and reduced practice with social cues, turn-taking, all that stuff.
Okay, so what's the alternative when you do need those 5 minutes?
Engage your toddler in simple hands-on activities during busy times. Coloring, playing with blocks nearby, looking at books, even helping with simple kitchen tasks from a safe distance, like stirring dry ingredients in a bowl.
Involve them instead of isolating them with a screen.
If possible, yes. Reserve screen time for short, intentional moments with truly educational content, and wherever possible, make it a joint activity. Watch with them, talk about it.
Make it interactive.
Exactly. Montessori principles really emphasize this. Hands-on activities and real-world interactions promote creativity, fine motor skills, and problem-solving abilities far better than passive screen time. It builds a foundation for truly independent and imaginative thinking.
Okay, mindful screen use. Got it.
Number four, don't model unhealthy habits.
Ooh, this one feels personal. What kind of habits?
Our toddlers are watching us all the time. They are highly observant, and they will mimic unhealthy behaviors, whether it's poor eating habits.
Like me eating chips while telling them to eat broccoli?
Exactly that. Or excessive phone use, or even negative self-talk. It's not just about what we tell them to do, it's about what they see us doing consistently.
Actions speak louder than words.
Definitely. So, what not to do? Don't eat junk food in front of your toddler while expecting them to eat healthily. Avoid constant phone scrolling, especially during playtime or meals.
Why is the phone scrolling so bad?
Because it inadvertently signals to them that the screen is more important than real-world interaction. Or maybe even more important than them. They see where your attention is focused.
Ouch. Okay, what else?
And please, try not to criticize yourself or others with statements like, "Ugh, I look terrible today," or engaging in gossip. Toddlers absorb these attitudes and can internalize them about themselves and others.
That negative self-talk one is sneaky. Why is that so impactful?
It's crucial for developing a positive self-image and fostering compassion towards others. Children are inherently wired to emulate their primary figures. Think about Maria, who frequently checked her phone during playtime with your 2-year-old Ethan, responding to texts, scrolling social media.
Just quick checks, maybe?
Maybe just quick checks, but frequently. Naturally, Ethan quickly started grabbing her phone to get her attention. He saw it as the primary object of his mother's focus. This inevitably led to frustrating tantrums when Maria then tried to limit his screen time later.
Because he learned the phone was important from watching her.
Exactly. He was simply mimicking the behavior he saw modeled most frequently, internalizing that attention is given to the device.
So what's the alternative here? How do we model better?
Actively model healthy habits. It takes conscious effort. Eat vegetables with enthusiasm, or at least neutrality. Stay active, engage in genuine face-to-face conversations, and practice positive self-talk, even if it feels a little awkward at first.
Like what? What does positive self-talk look like?
Saying things like, "I'm proud of how hard I worked today," or "This crisp apple tastes so good," or "It's okay, I made a mistake, I can try again." Modeling resilience and self-compassion. Some experts emphasize that children internalize parental habits and values, which profoundly shape their long-term behaviors, self-perception, and approach to life. We are quite literally programming their future habits.
Programming their habits? Wow. Okay, final don't.
In our final don't compare or label your toddler.
Comparing. Like saying, "Why aren't you quiet like your sister?"
Exactly. Or labeling them, "You're so shy, he's the difficult one." This one, while seemingly innocent sometimes, and often done with maybe good intentions, can have a truly damaging impact on a child's self-image and confidence.
How so?
It creates a fixed mindset about who they are, rather than an understanding that they can grow and change. It puts them in a box.
A fixed mindset.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what not to do? Don't say things like, "Why can't you be more like your cousin who always shares?" Or, "You're so stubborn, just eat your dinner." Avoid public criticism that shames your toddler in front of others. That's really hard on them.
Yeah, the public aspect feels especially tough.
And crucially, don't assume your toddler's behavior defines their entire personality. A tantrum is a behavior stemming from overwhelming emotions and a lack of skills.
Yeah.
It's not a fixed bad personality trait. They aren't being difficult, they're having difficulty.
That's a really important distinction. They're having difficulty.
It really is. And this ties directly into what we know about growth mindset, that powerful idea championed by Carol Dweck.
Right, the mindset research.
That our intelligence, our talents, even our personality traits aren't fixed, static things. They can grow and develop through effort and dedication. Labels work against that.
Can you give an example of labeling gone wrong?
Let's look at Sam and his 3-year-old Chloe at a play date.
Oh.
Chloe's new to the group and naturally reserved. Maybe she prefers to observe from the sidelines for a bit.
Taking it all in.
Right. But Sam, perhaps wanting Chloe to be more outgoing, maybe fearing she'll be seen as shy, tells her in front of other parents, "Chloe, you're so shy. Why don't you play like the other kids?"
Ouch, putting her on the spot.
Exactly. And Chloe, instead of becoming more social, actually becomes more withdrawn. Her shoulders slump. She feels judged for her natural temperament.
And she internalizes that shy label.
Precisely. This can severely affect her confidence in social settings and her willingness to try new things later. She learned that shy was a defining label, not just a temporary feeling or a personality trait that's perfectly okay.
So what should Sam have done instead?
Encourage her unique traits while gently guiding. He could have said, maybe quietly to her, "Chloe, you really love watching and thinking before you join in, and that's okay. When you feel ready, you can go say hello."
Acknowledging her style without judgment.
Exactly. Supporting her individuality while guiding her without judgment. Dweck's research explains that labeling children, whether positively, "You're so smart," or negatively, "You're so lazy," can inadvertently create that fixed mindset. It limits their growth and self-perception. It tells them their abilities and personality are static rather than something that can develop and change, which can significantly inhibit their willingness to take risks or persevere through challenges.
Okay, so we've covered the do's and the don'ts in theory. Lots to think about there. But as any parent, grandparent, or caregiver knows, real life throws curveballs right. Constantly.
It's one thing to know these principles when things are calm, but what happens when you're in the thick of it? When Liam is screaming for that cookie in the supermarket aisle, or when you're trying to meet a critical work deadline with a tiny human literally climbing up your leg demanding attention right now?
This is absolutely where the rubber meets the road. These scenarios are designed to show how these principles can be applied effectively, even when things feel chaotic and your own resources are stretched thin. Yeah, because your resources get really thin sometimes.
It's about translating theory into practical, in-the-moment action, often under immense pressure.
Okay, let's tackle some common parenting scenarios that can test even the most patient caregiver. First up, handling tantrums without losing your cool. Why does this matter so much?
Because tantrums are a universal toddler experience. They just are. And parents often feel utterly overwhelmed, embarrassed, unsure how to respond effectively.
Leading to those impulsive reactions we talked about.
Exactly. The key tip here is to model calm behavior during the tantrum to teach self-regulation. This is incredibly difficult in the moment, yes, but it's vital because your calm is their anchor in the storm.
Okay, easier said than done. How?
First, regulate your own nervous system. Seriously, before you say a word, take a few deep, intentional breaths. Feel your feet on the floor. This physiological shift helps you think more clearly and project a calming presence, even if you don't feel calm inside.
Fake it till you make it, kinda.
A little bit, yeah, but the breathing actually helps.
Right.
Second, remember, connect before you correct. Get down to their level, make eye contact if possible, and validate their big, messy feelings without judgment.
Like we discussed with Sarah and Liam.
Exactly. I see you're feeling really mad frustrated right now because you can't have motto X. That's a big feeling, and it's okay to feel it. Only after acknowledging their emotion, then you can gently introduce the boundary or an alternative.
So validate first.
Always. For example, it's okay to feel mad, but hitting isn't okay. Let's find another way to show me you're frustrated. Maybe stomping your foot or pointing really hard.
Yeah.
You're teaching them how to process overwhelming feelings by showing them how you process them and offering constructive outlets.
Okay. Calm yourself, connect, then guide. Next scenario. Balancing work from home and toddler time.
Ah, the modern juggle.
Why this matters is obvious. Countless parents struggle daily to juggle remote work demands and the constant immediate needs of a toddler. It leads to immense stress, guilt.
And often feeling like you're failing at both.
Totally. So, any practical tips?
A truly practical tip here is to set up a toddler-friendly workspace near your own. Create a parallel play zone.
Like a mini office for them?
Kind of. It could be a small table with crayons, Play-Doh, some engaging books, or maybe a bin of special toys only brought out during your work blocks. The idea isn't to ignore them, but to involve them briefly in a parallel activity while you work.
How do you introduce that?
You could say, "Mommy, Daddy has to finish this email for 10 minutes. You can color at your special table right next to me, and then we'll play with the blocks." Using a visual timer can also be incredibly helpful.
Oh, like a sand timer or one of those visual clocks?
Exactly. Toddlers often understand the concept of time running out much better when they can actually see it. This acknowledges their need for connection and proximity while setting a realistic, visually understandable boundary for your work time. It's about structured engagement and predictability, not just distraction or isolation.
Okay, parallel play zones and visual timers, worth a try. Third scenario, for families with more than one, managing sibling rivalry.
Oh yes, the soundtrack to many homes.
If you have multiple children, you know this is a common, often exhausting, and frequently frustrating dynamic that can quickly escalate into, well, chaos.
Yep. When sibling conflicts inevitably arise, and they will, the most important tip is to try and avoid taking sides.
Don't be the judge.
Try not to be. This can inadvertently escalate the conflict, create resentment between siblings, Mom always sides with her, and teach children to rely on an external arbiter rather than developing their own conflict resolution skills.
Okay, so if we don't take sides, what do we do? Just let them fight it out?
Not necessarily. Your role is more like a mediator. Mediate calmly and, crucially, encourage teamwork and problem-solving between them.
Put it back on them.
Gently? Yes. You might say, wow, I see you both want that red car. That's tough. What's one way you two could figure this out so you both get a turn? Or, hitting isn't working. Let's find a toy you both like to play with together for a few minutes. Focus on teaching them negotiation, compromise, shared play.
Skills they'll need forever.
Absolutely. Rather than just resolving the immediate squabble for them, you're fostering a collaborative mindset and giving them the tools to navigate disagreements respectfully as they grow.
Okay, mediate, don't judge. Empower them to solve it. Final scenario, navigating public meltdowns.
Dun, dun, dun. The one that strikes fear into the hearts of many.
And one that every single parent has likely experienced at some point. Why this matters is clear. Public tantrums can be incredibly stressful and, let's be honest, profoundly embarrassing for parents.
Leading to impulsive reactions driven by that desire to avoid judgment from onlookers.
Yeah.
You just want it to stop fast.
Exactly. So what's the tip here?
The most crucial tip here is to stay calm yourself as much as humanly possible. And if you can, remove your toddler to a quiet, less stimulating space to de-escalate.
Like leave the shopping cart and just go.
If you need to, yes. That could be your car, a quiet corner of the store, a family bathroom, or even just stepping outside for a few minutes. Get away from the audience and the overstimulation.
And the critical part.
The critical part is to avoid reacting to onlookers' judgment. Their opinions do not matter in that moment. Your child's emotional regulation and well-being do. Shift your focus entirely from the audience to your child.
Tune out the stares.
As hard as it is, yes. Get down to their level. Make eye contact if possible, and calmly acknowledge their feelings. I see you're really upset right now. We're going to sit over here outside until you feel a bit calmer. This reinforces your calm modeling and prioritizes your child's emotional well-being and their development of self-regulation over external perceptions. It's about being present for them, not for the audience.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, let's try and bring it all together. That was a lot of information.
It was, but hopefully useful.
Definitely. So what does this all mean for you, the listener, moving forward? I think it's really about being present, being intentional, and truly recognizing the profound, often subtle impact of every interaction, every reaction, every choice you make when your toddler is watching.
You are their world, and they are learning from your every move.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it seems like it's about nurturing not just a child in isolation, but a dynamic relationship, one built on trust, understanding, and mutual respect.
Absolutely. It's about empowering both parent and child to navigate the complexities of life with greater confidence and emotional intelligence. The core principles we've discussed: modeling positive behavior, setting consistent and loving boundaries, engaging mindfully in their world,
and consciously avoiding those detrimental reactions like yelling, dismissing emotions, leaning too heavily on screens, modeling unhealthy habits, or labeling.
Those are your foundational tools. They are the building blocks for a resilient, emotionally intelligent, and well-adjusted child, and a stronger relationship.
And before we leave you today, there's one more do that feels absolutely vital for parents and one we often neglect, right?
Oh, yes, a crucial one.
Practice self-care. This might sound counterintuitive when you're focusing so much on your toddler's needs, but it's foundational, isn't it?
Totally foundational. Take care of your mental, emotional, and physical health because it directly impacts your capacity to stay patient, to be present, and to consistently model all those positive behaviors we've talked about. You literally cannot pour from an empty cup.
If you're running on fumes, it's hard to be calm and intentional.
Exactly. If you're overwhelmed, depleted, and stressed, your capacity for calm, intentional parenting diminishes significantly. A few minutes of quiet, a walk, connecting with a friend, even just remembering to take a few deep breaths throughout the day can make all the difference in resetting your emotional state.
So self-care isn't selfish.
No, this is not a luxury. It's a non-negotiable necessity for sustainable, positive parenting. When you prioritize your well-being, you're not just helping yourself, you're directly contributing to a calmer, more nurturing, and more emotionally available environment for your child. It makes the do's much more attainable and the don'ts easier to avoid. It allows you to show up as the parent you truly aspire to be more often.
Okay, so with all of this in mind, the sponges, the do's, the don'ts, the self-care, and considering how much our toddlers are observing and absorbing our behavior, here's a provocative thought for you to carry forward into your week.
Ooh, I like a provocative thought.
If your toddler were to describe your behavior in one word, based on what they've observed just this past week, what word do you hope they would choose?
Good question.
And then what's one tiny everyday action, maybe inspired by our deep dive today, that you could adjust this week that might help you move closer to achieving that chosen word, something that could create a surprising positive ripple effect in your home?
Just one small shift.
Just one small shift. Think about it, because those small intentional shifts can truly transform your family's experience over time. Thank you for diving deep with us today.